Well, today I'm going to make an announcement that the new book, Epigenetics, will be available in less than 7 days here, depending on traffic, having it delivered from New York and Philadelphia all the way out to California. So I would suggest, if you ever ordered a book from us before, contact your Youngevity associate, contact Youngevity, and guess what? They will direct you on how to get this new book. Epigenetics is the title of the book, Epigenetics. The subtitle is very important here, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. You say, well, what does that mean? Well, if you go back into the graveyards of medical theories, every medical theory from evil spirits to spontaneous generation to everything is caused by germs, like insanity and cancer, everything is caused by germs, and then everything is caused by genetics. Well, obviously that's not true. And in fact, there's not a single disease that's transmitted by genetics. That's all been a big misadventure here. We spent trillions of dollars mapping out the human genome, and guess what? We have a problem here, because exactly 60 years after James Watson and Francis Crick came up with the structure of DNA, the double helix, 9 years later, in 1962, they won the Nobel Prize for coming up with that structure. In 2001, the human genome was mapped out. And here we are, 13 years later, and there has not been a single disease that's been prevented or cured or eliminated because of our knowledge of the genome. I want you to think about this. We spent trillions of dollars. There's 850 different screening tests for genetics for various diseases, and we haven't gotten rid of one disease. Trillions of dollars. We're talking 60 years here, and nothing's happened. Well, James Watson came out in March of 2013, exactly 60 years after his and Francis Crick's publication of the structure of DNA, because he was invited to the Salk Institute in the University of California, San Diego, to give a 60-year update. He said, well, you can sequence 150,000 people a day doing genetic sequencing, and we'll never find a cure for cancer, diabetes, and other diseases we think of as being genetically transmitted, because they're not. It's all chemistry. It's all biochemistry, he said. Okay? This is the guy that got the Nobel Prize for it, and he says it's all chemistry and biochemistry, not genetics. Meaning, guess what? It's all nutrition. Nutritional deficiencies, that's right. DNA is not a master blueprint. DNA is a script. And it can be changed, it can be altered, it can be amended based on what cofactors it gets and doesn't get. Oh, cofactors, what are they? Oh, yeah, vitamins and minerals, omega-3 essential fatty acids, amino acids. All these things are required in optimal amounts for the genes to do their thing. You can have perfect genes to live to be 120 years old. Everything is perfect, not a single disease. But if you're missing something, you're going to get up to 900 different diseases. We're talking about diseases such as inborn errors of metabolism, something as simple as lactose intolerance, more serious things like sickle cell anemia, thalassemia. These are all caused by mother missing something during the early embryonic stage of the pregnancy. Okay? And so that piece was left out. Okay, these are called inborn errors of metabolism. They're not caused by genetics. They're caused by, something missing, a nutrient missing while the baby is being constructed. All right? I mean, you'll be amazed. When you read this book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, and this is so wonderful. Not only is this written by myself and Dr. Milan, the usual pair who come up with all these wonderful books like Immortality, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, and so forth. Dr. Milan and I were joined by Dr. Gerhard Schrauzer, legendary chemist, head of the Department of Chemistry at the University of California for 25 years. This guy's whole life is spent studying trace minerals like selenium, lithium. That's right. And, of course, the foreword of this book was written by Dr. Jeffrey Bland. People say, well, who's he? Well, Dr. Jeffrey Bland, we put his whole bibliography in front of his foreword because a lot of people on the street don't know him. But he was the director of the Linus Pauling Institute for 8 years. This guy knows biochemistry. This guy knows genetics. He is held up as the guy that every medical doctor respects when it comes to biochemistry and genetics. Okay, Dr. Jeffrey Bland. And he wrote the foreword to the book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. We gave him the manuscript, and he read that thing. He says, I'd be very angry if you let anybody else write the foreword to this, because he has known me for 35 years. He knows all the research I've done for 35 years. Actually, it's going on. The research that's in this book, Epigenetics, between Dr. Schrausser, Dr. Milan, and myself, for over 100 years of medical, biochemical, and nutritional research. I mean, we're talking about bench research. We're talking about autopsies, biochemistry, clinical research. Between Dr. Schrausser, Dr. Milan, and myself, over 100 years of clinical, bench, and pathology nutrition research. Okay? All in this book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Contact your Young Give Associate today. Say, hey, I'm putting in my order now. I want to be one of the first ones out of the first case of books here, because this is going to be crazy. This is going to change how science works. Hopefully this will change how medicine works. I'm kind of grinching my teeth on that one, because we're going to have to change. Medicine's not going to change. Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Call your Young Give Associate and get in on the first wave of orders. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us today?
Well, I thought we'd talk a bit about autism, as I've got a story here that I got from the San Francisco Chronicle. This is about a woman named Catherine Reed, who's a biochemist in the Bay Area, and she had a daughter that was autistic, and they found out when she was 3. And they started noticing some differences. As she was the youngest of 5, and she noticed that she didn't make human connections and had severe communication problems, would throw tantrums that lasted for hours, also had some digestive issues like constipation, all hallmarks of signs of autism. And what she started realizing, since there was no FDA-approved medical treatment for autism, they say a lot of people are turning to these homeopathic remedies. In fact, a researcher, Dr. Robin Hansen, a professor of pediatrics at UC Davis and developmental behavioral pediatrician, said that nearly 9% of the children that he'd treated that had autism were on a gluten-free or casein-free diet. So a lot of people are turning to these, casein or dairy-free diets. And this woman, Catherine Reed, she started realizing that she thought maybe it could be MSG, because as she started reading labels and doing research, she realized that MSG was in like 95% of the processed food. And she said you don't always know it's in there because they don't always label it as, she said only about 1% of the time do they actually call it MSG, so it's often labeled as flavor or flavoring or soy protein, barley malt, pectin, cornstarch, or yeast extract. And she did a little research and discovered that it made sense to maybe cut the MSG out of the diet, because she realized there was more and more research coming out that there was a lot of Americans suffer from a glutamate imbalance. And a glutamate is a chemical messenger that transmits signals between neurons and other cells in the body, and the glutamate's needed for learning and functioning. So she believes that there's too much glutamate in a lot of people's bodies because it's in, or this MSG is in all these pre-processed foods, and it's also known to cause neurological dysfunction. And she took her daughter off of MSG completely, got her on a completely clean diet, and now her daughter does not exhibit any signs of autism at all. And she's actually started a 501c3 called MindBlind, and she's working with other people. And she says that out of the 75 kids that she's worked with, 74 drastically improved within 5 weeks, and the 75th one, of course, was her daughter. So there's something to be said for that, and I read labels all the time because I'm gluten-free, and even the gluten is often mislabeled as things like natural flavorings and other things. And so I think it's just a good idea to stay away from these pre-processed foods altogether, because, mostly they're probably be better off eating the box.
You're probably right there. Well, that's one of the beautiful things about our Go Food division. They're absolutely, positively MSG-free. They're non-GMO. They have a 25-year shelf life, and 50% of all the recipes are what? 50% are gluten-free. They have a 25-year shelf life. They're vacuum-packed individually, these meals. And so anybody that has family members that are gluten intolerant, which goes along with autism and ADD and ADHD, the constipation of her child tells you it had a gluten intolerance, right? And then you get them on the 90 essential nutrients. I like the 2.0 for these kids. That's the Healthy Start Pack 2.0. I like to throw in the Sweeties, so I call it the Healthy Start, the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack, I guess. It's the Healthy Start Pack plus the Sweeties. And you got to give them all these nutrients, and then throw in the Go Foods, non-GMO, MSG-free, and 50% of them are gluten-free, and they have a 25-year shelf life. You can always find something great for these kids to eat and make them normal. Thank you so much, Doug, and we'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Michigan. And John, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
John, you're on the air.
Hey, Dr. Wallach, how you doing today?
Okay, sir. How can I help you?
Sir, I've had a kidney disease for 4 years, and I'm spilling protein. So I'm just calling to get some information from you. It's caused me to have high blood pressure and high cholesterol.
What is your cholesterol numbers?
210.
Okay, 210 is too low.
Too
220 to 270 is normal. 220 to 270 is normal. You're below normal. Are you taking cholesterol-lowering drugs?
Yeah, he got me on cholesterol, some Batistan.
Okay, well, I'd get off of that one ASAP. It's going to have you Alzheimer's disease, low T, erectile ED, all that kind of stuff, adrenal exhaustion. You do not want to get your cholesterol below 220. 210 is way too low.
Okay.
Now, is that with medication, or what was it before you had medication?
Oh, it was normal. I didn't have any problems until I got this kidney disease. It's calling me to spill protein.
Mm-hmm. Okay, do you have diabetes?
Not yet, sir.
Okay, what do you weigh?
185.
All right. Well, what I would do, even though you don't have diabetes, if you have kidney problems, I'm always concerned about that. They kind of go together. And so what I want you to do is take 2 healthy blood sugar packs per month. That'll be 1 ounce of the Osteo FX Plus at breakfast and dinner. Sometimes calcium deficiency can contribute to high blood pressure. So 1 ounce of the Osteo FX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner, and 3 of the Sweeties at breakfast and dinner. All that will be made possible by the 2 healthy blood sugar packs per month. Then specifically, to support and promote healthy blood pressure and also support and promote healthy kidney function, I want you to take our Ultimate Daily Tablets. It's your body weight, and have you take 3 of those tablets at breakfast, 3 at dinner. That'll be 1 bottle a month because it's a large bottle. Okay? And so you'll be able to take 3 of the Ultimate Daily tablets at breakfast and 3 at dinner time. And that'll take 1 bottle a month. And those tablets will support and promote healthy kidney function, healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries, and support healthy blood pressure. Now, dietary changes will be required. You need to give up fried foods. No fried foods of any kind. Stir fry with olive oil, coconut oil. No deep fried foods, no pan fried foods, no fried foods. Absolutely no processed meats with nitrates and nitrites. That means no deli slices, sandwich meats. Absolutely no ham, bacon, bologna, salami, pastrami, pepperoni, jerky, corned beef, Spam, canned meats, and hot dogs. All those got to go. No oils of any kind, and no gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Call me every 2 weeks. I want to know your weight. I want to know your blood pressure. I want to also know anytime you get a creatinine or blood or urine protein. I want to know those things. We'll be back after these messages.
Let's head to Long Beach, California. And Jan, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Jan, you're on the air.
Okay. Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Hi. How can we help you?
Well, I was diagnosed last August with stage 2 B-cell high-grade non-Burkitt's lymphoma, and it just kind of came out of nowhere, seemingly, because I've been really super healthy up until now. But I've been going through the R-CHOP chemotherapy, and that didn't completely eradicate all the cancer. So I'm now doing a RICE program, which is a pretty intense program. I'm in the hospital for like 4 days at a time. And I'm just wondering the best way for me to boost my immune system, because my blood cell count has been really low. So
okay.
I just
let me ask you a couple of questions here.
Okay.
How much do you weigh?
I weigh 147.
Okay. Now, prior to you having lymphoma, even though people tell me, I've been very healthy, do you have any history of any skin problems, any eczema, dermatitis, or psoriasis?
Nope.
Okay. Do you have any history of chronic bronchitis or asthma?
No.
Okay, good. Do you have any history of anything going on with your bowels? Belly pain, diarrhea, constipation, where you needed, laxatives or fiber?
I've had bowel issues, definitely.
Okay.
Over the years, like especially in stressful situations.
Sure.
It seems like it always goes straight to my belly.
Okay. And what about, do you have children?
No.
Okay. Are you married?
No.
Okay. Let's see here. Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I have one sister.
Okay. Does she have any health problems?
No, she's very healthy.
Oh, she have children?
Yes, she does.
And what about her children? Do they have any health problems?
One of her children has IC, the bladder issue. But other than that, they've been very healthy.
Okay, IC. What does that stand for?
You know what? I don't know what it stands for, but it's a problem with the bladder lining. It's because she was anorexic at one point, so it messed up
That's her
bladder.
daughter. This is your blood sister.
That's her. Yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, well, guess what? Shar, are you there?
I'm here.
This is a Shar thing. What do these ladies have?
Definitely, it's definitely a gluten problem. No question about it.
Yep. Okay, and so what would you suggest that Jan and her sister and her niece and any other blood relatives, her mother, if she's still alive, and her mother's siblings, what would you suggest they do?
They need to get on a gluten-free diet immediately.
Okay.
No wheat, barley, rye, or oats.
Okay. What else should she give up?
All burnt animal fat, no oils, no margarine, no salad oils, no meat well done.
Okay,
no
very
meat
good.
with nitrates or nitrites in it.
Okay. And now she weighs 147 pounds. What supplement program would you give her? Think of some of the newer products we have, too. What would you throw in there to support her immune system?
Well, she should have the Fucoid because of the cancer. She should have the Fucoid Z.
Okay.
I would say.
Yep.
And she needs selenium for sure.
Okay.
And she could take a healthy Start Pack 2.0.
Okay, very good.
No gluten in it.
Yep. Okay, let's start there. You're right on, Char, as usual. You're right on, kiddo. And so, I hear that music. So hang on, Jan, get your pen and paper. And we'll be back, and we'll give you a program that is going to support your immune system and send you on your healthy way. We'll be back after these messages. Okay. Doug, let's go right back to California and Jan. Okay, now, Jan, at your body weight, with all you have going on, what we're going to do is support your immune system here. As Shar said, and I'd be a little heavy-handed here since you have a little bit of history of this lymphoma. And so what I would do is go ahead and take 2 of the healthy blood sugar packs. We're going to throw in the healthy blood sugar packs. I want you to take a full dose of everything at breakfast, full dose of everything at dinner time. Then I want you to get 2 bottles of our selenium. That's 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner. And then the Fucoid Z, as Shar said, I want you to take 5 of those twice a day. That'll be 5 bottles a month because they're tiny little bottles, only have 60 capsules in them. Need to be a little heavy on that. Then I would throw in the Immortalium. Immortalium is our newest product, and really what it does is it supports your immune system, it supports your body's ability to not only maintain itself, but for your chromosomes to keep duplicating normal cells. Okay, kind of encourages stem cell function, if you will. And historically, people only have the ability to do that 51 times. It's called the Hayflick limit, named after Leonard Hayflick, who recognized in human cell cultures that the telomeres at the end caps of your chromosomes only lasted for 51 duplications. After that, game over. That was it. Well, guess what? Then the cancer cells are immortal, and they just got to take over because they live forever. Well, the whole idea here is to make sure your normal cells do a better job of living longer, and that's where Immortalium comes in. It supports and promotes telomere health, so you can get more than 51 duplications. That's the, again, Immortalium. All right, let's hear from you every couple of weeks, Jan, certainly every time you go to the doctor, but let's get started in this program. And as Shar said, eliminate all the bad stuff, the fried foods, the processed meats, the oils, and the gluten. No wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's stay right there in California. Head over to Irvine, California. And, John, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, John. You're on the air.
Hey, Doc. How you doing?
Okay, what's up?
I got a friend, a girl, she has Crohn's. She's had it for 12 years, and I told her that hopefully we could get her something to help her out. She's 5'10", about 170 pounds. I don't know about the gluten precursors, but I will ask her about that next time I talk to her.
Okay.
So,
well, Shar, this is your thing.
She's definitely got a gluten problem. Crohn's disease is a gluten problem.
Yeah, Crohn's disease is the most severe form of gluten intolerance. So it starts out as things like celiac disease, diverticulitis, appendicitis, irritable bowel syndrome, inflammatory bowel disease, colitis, ulcerative colitis, and Crohn's disease. This is where doctors want to start chopping chunks of your intestine out. And Shar hits the bullseye again. This is absolutely drop-dead a gluten intolerance, so you don't need to ask her for any more markers. But usually these people have dry skin, eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, rosacea. They also may have a history of respiratory problems, chronic bronchitis, or asthma. And if they don't, their kids might. If she's old enough to have kids, and also if she has siblings, brothers and sisters, they will have these problems also. Mama, if she's still alive, Mama has these problems, and all Mama's siblings, okay? So Shar hits the bullseye again, and basically, with Crohn's disease, what would you give this lady, Shar?
If she doesn't have any other problems besides the Crohn's disease, I guess she could just take 2 healthy Start Packs 2.0, unless she has something else.
Yeah, well, you can throw in the Ultimate Enzymes, 2 bottles of that per month. Throw in 2 of the Ultimate Enzymes, say 2 minutes before each meal, a couple ounces of water. It also comes with the probiotics, the FlorFX. Wouldn't hurt to throw in the root beer belly and throw in the triple treat chocolate if she likes chocolate that has probiotics in it. And definitely, as Shar said, gluten-free. I mean drop-dead gluten-free. Everybody in the household, including the dog and the cat and the bird and the fish, man, mother-in-law, mom, siblings, anybody in the household, anybody's got to be gluten-free because of cross-contamination in the laundry, the food preparation services, the couch where everybody watches TV, the bed, rugs, again, laundry, dishwasher. I mean, every place is just loaded with gluten. You've got to get it out of the house. And might be more convenient from an ordering standpoint, get on the healthy digestive pack. That would kind of cover the territory. And then, of course, again, you want to throw in because it gives you the basic probiotics, but and the ultimate enzymes. But I'd throw in the triple treat chocolate for a little bit of fun, and also the root beer belly for some fun. Especially if this gal has any grandkids, nieces and nephews. Hey, the little kids need the root beer belly. Get on a gluten-free diet, and you'll be amazed at how that whole family is going to do a lot better. Okay, call us when you can with more information after you get started. This gal can start on the diet restrictions today. And as soon as that, of course, in California, if you order today, guess what? She'll have it tomorrow. What a concept. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Horsehead, New York. And Michelle, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Michelle, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Hi.
I have a friend that has Meniere's disease, and she says she's suffering from pain. Her eardrum was busted. So I know you said something about blood flow in some of your talking, but what would I recommend her to take?
Okay, how much does she weigh?
She's 130 pounds.
Okay, and how old is she?
She's 39.
Okay, does she have any kids, do you know?
No.
Okay. No, you don't know, or no, she doesn't have any kids?
No, she doesn't have any kids.
Okay. 39 years old. Okay, 130 pounds, Meniere's disease. Do you know if she has any ringing in the ears as well?
Yes, she does.
Okay, Shar, you know what's going on there?
Of course. It's a calcium,
You got it. Raging calcium deficiency, raging osteoporosis of the skull. Right. When your bones, including your skull bones, lose minerals, they generate scar tissue to kind of try and maintain strength and structure. And what happens is, in this case, Meniere's disease, it really has been renamed Wallach's vertigo, where you get ringing in the ears, you get sort of vertigo, and also maybe a little bit of nausea, almost like motion sickness.
Yeah.
And is that correct?
Yes, yep, she has that.
Okay, good. Yeah, see, this is all basic osteoporosis of the skull, and a squeezing of the auditory branch of the eighth cranial nerve for the ringing in the ears, and the vestibular branch of the eighth cranial nerve for the actual motion sickness piece, the nausea, and also the feeling of she got ataxia, almost like she's on a boat, and then motion sickness, and all that kind of stuff. So, Charlotte, what would you throw in here?
Would help give her the healthy bone and joint pack, and
what would you do with some of that CM cream?
That's what that's what I was just going to say. Put the CM cream in her ears and rub it around in there without breaking her eardrum, and that will temporarily get rid of the problem while she's repairing herself.
Exactly. Within 10 minutes of putting that CM cream, and I'd let her do that herself. She can put a half a teaspoon of that CM cream down in each ear when she wakes up in the morning, kind of in the mid-afternoon again. Let her do it with a Q-tip like she's trying to get wax out of her ear. That's going to relieve the inflammation around the roots of that 8th cranial nerve. And I've had people with 25 years of unremitting ringing in the ears. I mean, this gal was like 83, 85 years old, and she had not, even in her sleep, she's hearing all this ringing and chirping and tone sounds and everything for 25 years. In 10 minutes, went away. Of course, it came back 4 hours later slowly until about 6 months later. We had supported and promoted maintenance repair of her bones. Osteoporosis went away, and it all went away. We'll be back after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Online, the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity, the Night for Life Crusade. And, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Maryland. And, Pat, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
So, Pat, you're on the air.
Yes. Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Hi. How can we help you?
Yeah. For maybe about the past 6 years, I would have pains in my knees, and I didn't realize that the cartilage was being worn away. So just in the past 8 months, I've had two sets of cortisone shots in both knees, and I just recently got into longevity, and I was told not to have those.
Longevity with a Y.
Yeah, longevity to get in on some of the products. But
okay, now what did you get? The Healthy Bone and Joint packs?
I just got the original pack, and then I went back and bought another. I think it was another thing of glucogel.
Okay, how much do you weigh, Pat?
I weigh 215.
Okay, how tall are you, dear?
5'8".
Okay, all right. And let's see, how long ago did you buy the product?
I just started the first part of this month.
Okay, all right. So you've been on for maybe 2 weeks or so.
Yes.
All right. So basically, you really need 2 Healthy Bone and Joint packs. That would be 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner, and 15 glucogel a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner, and all that will be accomplished by the 2 Healthy Bone and Joint packs per month. Now, do you have any history of skin problems?
No.
Okay, good. Any history of respiratory problems, bronchitis, asthma?
Asthma at times.
Okay. This since you were a kid or just recently?
Oh, well, just with the hay fever and everything, like pollen.
Uh-huh. Okay, but I mean, does this go back to when you were a kid or a teenager?
Never had any.
But it started when?
When I came to Washington to start working.
When was that?
That was maybe about 15 years ago.
Okay, so the last 15 years. Okay, Shar?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she's had asthma for the last 15 years.
Intolerance, for sure.
Yep. Glucose intolerance, gluten intolerance. So you got to get off of gluten, dear, so you can absorb these nutrients. If you want to maximize your benefit, you got to be able to absorption, right? You got to be able to absorb them. There's 2 pieces, digestion and absorption. We are not what we eat, as everybody tells us. Shar, you are not what you eat. You are what you what?
Absorb.
What you absorb, exactly. So it's imperative you give up gluten because you have a gluten intolerance if you've had asthma for the last 15 years, and that may be what's contributed to the basic bone and bone arthritis. But this is possible to rebuild the cartilage and ligaments and tendons connective tissue because this program is designed to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone matrix, bone itself. And I want you to call us every 2 weeks. And let's see here, at 5'8", I'd like to see it 165, 170. So he might be 35, 40 or so pounds, a little overweight. Wouldn't hurt to throw in the ASAP. Take a dropper full under your tongue 30 minutes before each meal. And let's see here. Leave it absorbed through your oral tissues. Do not swallow it. And then call us every 2 weeks. We'll walk you through this, kid. Okay, Doug, how much time we got?
We got about 45 seconds.
45 seconds. Okay, Shar?
Yeah.
Okay, dearie, now you've been working with me for 25 years.
Yep, just about, yep.
Yep, and you've seen us working on this book, Epigenetics, for the last 25 years.
Yep, I have. Yes, I have.
Yep. And have you ever seen diseases that were said to be genetic get reversed?
Yes, quite a bit.
Well, name a few.
Parkinson's disease, Lou Gehrig's disease, congestive heart failure.
What about diabetes?
Diabetes. Oh, diabetes is an easy one. That everybody
Wait
gets
a minute,
rid of
that's
that.
supposed to be a genetically transmitted disease. How can you say it's an easy one?
No, that's one of the easiest ones.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, if it's not a genetically transmitted disease, what causes type 2 diabetes?
What causes type 2 diabetes is people basically eating the wrong things.
They're deficient in a general group called minerals.
Yes, mineral deficiency.
Yeah, it's a mineral deficiency disease. It's not a genetically transmitted disease. This is the sort of stuff that's going to be in great detail in this book, Epigenetics. And can't thank you enough, Shar. Good job today. Thank you so much, Doug and Susan. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.